Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Eli.
And we're MD Board Gaming. And today, we're going to be taking a look at the new button shy game, Rove Jr. This is like Rove, or Aqua Rove is the newer one that's coming as well, but for kids. So this is a simple little kind of hand management game. I'm going to show you how it's played real quick, and then we'll come back and give you our thoughts. Okay, so we've gone ahead and set up a game of Rove Jr. Now, in Rove Jr., what you are doing is you are doing a bit of training with the little versatile robot that you're going to be moving around. And so you're doing some training and trying to complete different mission cards in order to complete your training. So you have to practice your skills on a course to see how far you can get as you've been accepted into this Rove training program. So what we have here is going to be your quests. So you're going to have a quest deck up here that you are going to be working towards. You're going to start with these 4 modules randomly placed in this little 2x2 grid. You're going to start with a hand of 5 cards. I only have 4 for some reason. So you're going to start with a hand of 5 cards in the normal game, and you're going to have it with the little action side up, not the little patterns. And then you're going to have a little space for a discard pile, okay? Eli's here with me while I'm doing the teach because he was a little shy about doing the teach, so I'm going to try to do it, and he's going to correct me if I get anything wrong, right? Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. So the objective of this game is going to be to complete 7 of these quests or mission cards, right? And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking cards from your hand in order to move these modules around in order to make the configuration needed to complete the mission. So, for example, let's see, we have this here, and we are trying to get the cards in this formation. So, when I play a card, I can do something like this. I can play this card, and this allows me to move the gizmo card any amount of spaces in one line. And I can even move through other cards. So I could go from here up to there, right? And then this card is going to go in my discard pile. Okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to play another. I'm going to move these over. I'm going to play another card. So let's say I play this this card here to play a move for the brain, and I just want to move it over 1 space. And then I'll play another move for one of these, and I'm going to move the brain here. And as you can see, I have completed this configuration. These 2 here and these 2 here. This is then done, and I would move on to the next mission. Now, I'd also be able to, after I complete it, draw up to, I believe this would actually be down here, wouldn't it? Because then this would be the mission. Yeah. And then I would draw back up to a hand of 5 cards, correct?
The compete mission would be there, and that would go over the compete mission.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like this, yeah. Correct? So here, I'm going to make sure I should have enough space. Hopefully they can see this just fine. But yeah, then your new mission would cover up your old one, and it's going to create this like little panorama as you're doing it. And your goal is to complete 7 of those missions. But then once you go for the second mission, you're going to draw back up, right? In the normal game, it's 5 cards, so I get 3, 4, 5 cards, and then I keep going and trying to make this configuration. So now I might be like, okay, here we go. I'm going to play this move the brain card. I'm going to go there, and then I might play this card to move this one here. And then I complete the next mission. And then I draw back up to 5. And then I keep going. So, if at any point you run out of cards and aren't able to complete it, you lose, right? Mm-hmm. And if you complete all 7 of the configurations, you win the game. And that's
Yep.
how you play Rover Jr., right?
Yep.
Anything I missed?
Not really.
Okay, well, that's going to give you pretty much, step-by-step on how to play. There are some advanced rules, right? So there are, if you find that it's getting a little bit difficult, you can play with less cards. So you can play with only 4 or only a hand of 3 cards, right? And there's also a way to play with using the special abilities that are on the opposite side of these modules. So you can, instead of, you can use these, but they're only used once for the entire game each, right?
Yeah. And expert mode is really hard because when I played it, I had to spend almost all of my abilities.
Right. So if you want a challenge, you can play with less cards in your hand, play with these little added abilities. So there are ways for once you start to master the regular game, you can kind of change it up a little bit to make it a little bit more difficult, right? And if the deck ever runs out, you just shuffle the discard pile and create a new deck. But yeah, that's pretty much how you're going to play Rove Jr. I keep saying Rover. It's Rove Jr. So let's go ahead and give you our thoughts. All right, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea about how to play Rove Jr. There's a couple little rules. We just did a quick overview. A couple things like the cards can't be detached. They always have to be connected by a corner or a side, and you can't stack the cards on top of each other. They just move through each other. So there's a couple of little rules here and there, but that should give you a gist of how the game is played. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this review. This was a game that we got sent to us by Button Shy Games, and Eli learned the game on his own, played it, did the expert mode, did all that fun stuff, because it is a solo or cooperative game, right? Okay, so he's going to give us most of the opinions and thoughts are going to be based on his perspective and his experience playing the game. So Eli, I'm just going to ask you some questions and we can go from there. How's that sound? Sounds good. Awesome. All right, so first and foremost, what did you think about the art and the symbols in the game? Were they easy to understand, what they do?
They were easy to understand because, the arms, that came from the top of the robot, made the symbols that you're trying to make.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the configuration, it was kind of cool thematically because it made it look like you were learning how to make the robot do different things.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so it was probably made it feel like you're a little bit more like you were actually controlling a robot.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you think it was, what did you think about, just the cards in general? Did you like the cards and how they all looked?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Okay. How about learning the game?
It was pretty nice and easy.
Okay. Did you have any parts that were confusing or difficult to learn?
Not really. It's a pretty straightforward game.
Okay. So even because you're 7, right? So even for you, being able to read through that rule book, you can read it and understand it and figure out how to play pretty easily. Which is good, because if you're a young person that's playing a game, you need to be able to make sure you understand the rules. So, set up and tear down, do you think it takes a long time to set up the game?
No.
No, right? You only have 18 cards, so you're really
Yeah.
shuffling a little bit, putting out those modules, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about how the game played? What did you think about just the gameplay in general?
It was pretty good. It was it was really small. You could play it at a lot of places. It's
Okay.
easy to set up and stuff. So I like it.
Okay. Did you feel like it was really lucky, just because you might not get the cards you need, or did you feel like it was pretty strategic and you had to be careful about what kind of cards you spent and when you spent them, or what did you think?
It's pretty strategic, where you want to play the ones where you move only one different type, and that type you have to move, because the 4, the one where you could choose any one to move.
Yeah.
Those you might need to save.
Okay.
for later ones that you don't have like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you really want to make sure you use your cards efficiently because you might not get the correct symbol. But I like what you said, like saving those cards that have all 4 symbols because you might not get a symbol somewhere down the line and you can kind of mitigate that luck. Okay, cool. What about the theme of the game? Did you feel like it? Did you feel like you were really learning how to control this little robot, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like a cute little robot. I felt like I had like cute little like controller that like had like little like modules on it that I could like move around.
Oh, okay. So like the modules you were moving were like the joysticks and stuff to make the robot do the. Okay, that's cool. I could see that for sure. Yeah, that's nice. Did you think it was like a pretty quick game, or did you feel like it took too long to play?
It's a pretty quick game.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it does say, what, 15 minutes, I think is what it says? Yeah. Yeah, 15 minutes, which is pretty quick. And so, now, when you played it, you played it quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
You played it a good number of times.
I played it like 4 times, I think.
Okay. And and you played the expert mode, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you like it more at the, like, expert mode, or do you like it more as a normal?
Well, it depends, like, how good you are at, like, strategy and stuff. Like, if you're really, like, good with it, then you, like, then the expert mode is really good. If you're, like, kinda good with it, like me, you the hard mode is good.
Yeah.
And, like, the beginner is for, like, smaller, like, 5... Like
yeah, it says it's for 6 and up, but maybe some like pretty advanced 5 or 4-year-olds could play, right?
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe with a little bit of help. Now, what about the abilities? Because in like the advanced mode, like you were playing with like only 3 cards and you were using the abilities. Did it get pretty tricky then?
Yeah, it got very tricky because like I had to like think of like which ability to use to like see which card I wanted to move.
Yeah.
Or to like see what time I wanted to like empty my hand and draw a new hand.
Oh, that's right, because yeah, some of them let you get new cards and everything. That's true. Okay. So, how did you enjoy the game? Did you think it was okay? What did you think of it?
I think it was pretty fun. I liked it.
Is it one that you would keep wanting to play, especially if it's like, oh, I have a little bit of downtime?
Yeah.
Okay. It's easy to pull out and set up, right? Okay. And so, with that being said, now, did you play this cooperatively? I can't remember. Did you just play it solo?
I just played it solo.
Because I know you taught it to me a little bit and showed me how to play. Yeah,
but I feel like with like cooperative, that's like for 4 or 5-year-olds. Like playing cooperative is like easier with 4 or 5-year-olds.
Right. Okay. So maybe you're like, I don't really need to play cooperative because the decisions seem pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you prefer playing this as a solo game and not really trying to do the cooperative.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if your family wants to like learn how to play it, then
yeah. Or if you're trying to get some younger kids into games, this could be a good one to play cooperatively. Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. I don't think Vivi could play it. She's not even 2 yet. So.
Yeah.
Maybe when she gets a little older, we'll play the cooperative version. Yeah. Okay. So what would you give a score for this?
I would give it like a 7.5.
Okay, 7.5 out of 10. All right, yeah. I could see there definitely be some replayability, especially like once you learn how to manipulate the cards, then kind of challenging yourself, because it really is like a puzzle. You're trying to figure out, they give you this new quest and trying to figuring out how to move your cards around.
Yeah. And like it's kind of lucky because like you draw different cards.
Right.
And like I kind of got stuck and like I didn't really have the cards that I needed for
Especially
it.
on the advanced one, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be, but then you gotta be really good about how you spend those cards and spend those abilities, and hopefully get the right ones you need at some point.
And I liked about like it. You could like spend the abilities to like after you have no cards.
Right. Yes, that's true too. So if you run out of cards, you can still spend those abilities to hopefully finish the puzzle and draw back up. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's going to be Eli's thoughts on Rove Jr. 7.5 here. A nice little puzzle game that's great for kids to be able to play solo, it sounds like. And if you have even youngers, maybe a great one to try cooperatively. So definitely want to recommend checking this one out. This might be a great game, I think, for kids to kind of do that problem solving and learning how to manage their cards and
it's a good like starting of like games. It's good to like get kids if you want like your kids to like learn like games a lot. This is a good starter. All
right. Well, you heard it from him. This is a great starter, a 7.5 from Eli. Check it out. This is from Button Shy Games, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Bye.